Welcome to the video, SPHL fans, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch. It is very much appreciated. In this video, we're going to preview real quickly 3 matchups that I have my eye on today, Friday, and that is the Mayhem playing at Fayetteville against the Marksmen. Then we have the Roanoke Rail Yard Dawgs playing at Birmingham Bulls. And then we have the Pensacola Ice Flyers playing the Knoxville Ice Bears. And I'm especially interested in the Ice Flyers and Ice Bears matchup, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and start with the first matchup I have to preview, and that's Mayhem at Fayetteville Marksmen. Mayhem are 1-1-2 to start the year. That's good for 9th place. 4 games played thus far this season, which is the least amount of all teams. Fayetteville is 2-1-2, currently sitting in 6th place, and that's 5 games played on the season. This is the first matchup this year against each other for both teams. Last season they were an even 6-6 against each other. So this is an interesting matchup for this year, especially. Mayhem trying to make waves here, and Fayetteville Marksmen kind of trying to get back on track and win some games here. Macon only have 1 win this season, and it's a regulation win, I believe. No, I don't think it is a regulation win. I take that back, my fault. But they do have a win over the Birmingham Bulls. It's their only win of the season. So they're trying to prove they can beat someone other than the Birmingham Bulls, who are winless. But all games have been close that Mayhem have been in. 2 of them being decided by a shootout. All of them 1-goal games. They haven't lost by more than 1 goal. So Macon's been in games. It's not like they're getting blown out by any means. Which is why when I did my power ranking, I said they were a strong number 9, because they have hung tough in games and made them close. They have 10 goals against them and 8 goals scored for them. Again, they've only played 4 games this season, but you would still like to see more goals go in the net for Macon. Like I said, that being the least played in the SPHL. They are 3 for 14 on the power play. That's 21.43% success rate, and 3 of 12 on the penalty kill, allowing 3 goals of 12 attempts there for the opposition power play. So their penalty kill is operating at 75%. So not terrible numbers. 3 goals coming on the power play. Of their 8 goals, you'd like to see more 5-on-5 goals scored by Mayhem. That would help them be more successful. Players that I got highlighted to watch for when it comes to Mayhem: Connor Witherspoon, Alex Cohen, and Jake Golodowski. I think these 3 players got to lead the way for Mayhem and set the example. Keys to the game: goalie performance. Rather that's Bailey Birkin or Josh Boyko. Got to have a strong goalie performance if you're making Mayhem. Like I said, got to score more goals. 5-on-5, special teams, what have you. They got to find a way to put the puck in the net more often. And also their special teams. Like I said, it's not a terrible special teams, but you want to see them score more, even on the power play. 14 attempts, only 3 goals. I mean, you would like that to be 5 or 6 goals even. I know that don't sound like a huge difference, but it's a bigger difference than what you think it is. Yeah, and that's my preview for Macon. Now we're going to move on to the Marksmen side of things. They won their first matchup of the season against Knoxville, but since then have gone 1-3, including being swept by the Rivermen in Peoria. All but one of their games have, been decided by only a goal. Again, the only game that was decided by more than one goal was against the Rivermen when they lost 3-1. Other than that, all their games have been decided by one goal as well. So again, Fayetteville hanging in there with everybody they're playing and showing how strong they can be. Let's see here. They have the same 10 goals scored against and 8 goals scored for them in 5 games played. They got one more game played than Macon Mayhem, and they have an identical goals against and goals for 10-8. So, especially if you're making Mayhem with the roster they have, the offensive talent they have on that roster, you definitely want to see more than 8 goals total on the year for your team. You got to give your goaltenders more support than that, in my opinion. But the 10 goals against is still pretty strong for 5 games. On the power play, this is huge because they are the only team in the SPHL without a power play goal. And that to me is crazy given the talent they have on their roster, especially the talent they have that can score goals. They are 0 for 21 on a power play. I think they've had the most attempts on a power play and no goals. That's got to change. That's got to change big time. It's going to be pretty damn hard to be successful if you're getting that many attempts on the power play and not cashing in on any of them. It's certainly what helped get them swept against Peoria Rivermen. Got to do better on the power play, and they're 4 of 14 on the penalty kill, allowing 4 goals on the penalty kill for a 71.43 success rate. Again, that's not terrible by any means, but it's not the best in the league either. So you would like to see that a little more successful as well. Players to watch for, that's really got to lead the way. Caden Cahill, Tim Kent, and Chance Gorman. They've got to lead by example out there, and they've got to start putting more pucks in the net. Love Caden Cahill to death. Really do. Got to see him start scoring more goals. He's got to get more involved on the offensive side. That's why Fayetteville signed him, to make them a stronger team on the power play and scoring goals. And so, as much as I love him, if I'm being honest, he's got to produce more than what he is right now. And their keys is the same as Macon for the most part. Again, special teams is very important for Fayetteville Marksmen. They have not had a very successful special teams unit this year, and that's got to change. Got to have good goalie performances out of Colby Muser, Mason Bowpitt, and they have been given good performances, but they're not getting a whole lot of support. So you got to support them better. And what else did I say? Oh yeah, and like I said, just more goals in general. 8 goals in 5 games, none being on the power play. That's got to change. They got to really have a breakout game, and Macon at home is the game to have a breakout game for. So I'm really interested in this game to see how that happens. I favor the Marksmen to win this game at home. I think it'll be by a couple of goals. I'm looking at like a 4-2 win for Fayetteville Marksmen at home. I think that's a very reasonable and likely score. So, yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch. Now, quickly moving on to our second game. We got the Roanoke Rail Yard Dawgs visiting the Birmingham Bulls for another interesting matchup for a multitude of reasons. Dawgs on the year are 2-4. That's good for 7th place with 6 games played. And the Bulls are 0 on the year. 0-3-2, 10th place, 5 games played on the year. This is their first matchup of the season as well. Let's see here. Last year they went 3-3 against each other. So that's another part of it that makes it interesting. But different teams this year, not the same teams. And it shows in their record. Dawgs were on a 3-game losing streak before winning their last game, beating Marksmen 3-2. They got 14 goals against and 14 goals for. So they're even on that. 4 for 22 on the power play. That's a success rate of 18.18%. And 2 of 21 on the penalty kill. That's good for 90%, pretty much, 90.5%. So again, they're doing a really good job on the penalty kill. Like to see them do a little bit better with 22 attempts on the power play, getting 4 goals. You'd like to see them again like in the 6-goal range with that many power play attempts. Again, it doesn't sound like it would make a big difference, but it makes a bigger difference than you would think. Joe Widmar, Gustav Miller, and Matt Dorsey are my players that I have highlighted. Matt Dorsey's got 3 goals on the year, so he's off to a good start playing in Roanoke for the first time this season. Joe Widmar and Gustav Mueller, I think, are very key pieces to that team's success in scoring goals, especially Widmar. Their keys to the game is to play a physical game but stay disciplined. Don't let things get out of hand. Don't take unnecessary, undisciplined penalties, but you still want to finish your check. And if given an opportunity to make a good hit on an opponent, you take it. Protect the house, protect Rodebush. Don't let him get under siege. Don't let the Bulls get to a lot of rebounds. Really protect the house. And Austin Rodebush have a game. He's trying to chase a record for most wins in SPHL history from a goalie. So he's got to have himself a game to get the win and to chase down that record. Moving on to the Bulls, just a rough start for them. I really feel bad for their fans and the team. I think they're a way better team than this record indicates. Just not clicking right now and not playing a full game. I haven't seen them play a full game yet. They're on a 5-game lose streak to start the season. They have 11 goals for and 19 goals against. So they're allowing way too many goals to go in on their goalie. And they do not have bad goalies. They're pretty talented goalies. Even the backup. I can't think of the backup's name right offhand. I didn't write it down, so my apologies. But Hayden Stewart is a former goaltender of the year. He hasn't been off to the hottest start, but it's not all on him either. So you got to play better in front of these guys. Bulls are 4 for 17 on the power play, so they're having a decent power play on special teams, and they're 3 of 9 on the penalty kill. I'd like to see that improve a little bit better. For me, the Lencianco brothers are always going to be highlighted in every single game. Those are 2 key factors for the Bulls and their success. And I think his name's like Philman Lenciaco. He's yet to record a goal. Got to get on the board. Got to score a goal here. Let's see. McGregor Sinclair, again, he's a veteran of this team, an elder statesman. Got to see more production out of him as well. And Colton Olenek, those two, McGregor Sinclair and Colton Olenek, really got to lead by examples while also being productive. Keys to the game: play a full 60 minutes of hockey. That is a must. They have not done that one time this season, not even close. There's always been at least one period at some point in time that's been outright terrible for them, that pretty much give away the game. Have a stronger PK and team defense. Got to have a stronger PK and team defense and help with the goaltenders. You got to provide support for them, and you can't just rely on the goalie to do everything. And again, having a strong goalie performance to go with that is important as well. As bad as I want to pick the Bulls to get their first win, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough for them to get their first win against the Dawgs. I think I got to pick the Dawgs. Maybe in a low-scoring game. I don't know. This could be a 2-1, 3-2 game. But I think I'm going to roll with the Dawgs on this one because they're just playing a better team game right now than the Bulls are. And I hope that changes this game for the Bulls and they surprise me and they come out and play a full 60 minutes and get that win over Dawgs. So yeah, with that, I'll move on to the last matchup to preview in this video. And that's going to be the Pensacola Ice Flyers versus the Knoxville Ice Bears. And I definitely have my eye on this game. Pensacola is 4-1, sitting in third place right now with 5 games played. And Knoxville is 3-2, sitting in 5th place, also with 5 games played. This is the first matchup of the season for them. Last season, they went 1-1. So in these 3 matchups last year, they were all 500. I found that to be interesting. But and Pensy and Knox only played twice. But Pensy is on a 3-game win streak. They've looked so much better this year than last year. And I'm honestly not trying to throw shade at them, and I'm not trying to disrespect them, but their wins have came against 9th place Macon and 10th place Bulls. It's been their only wins of the season. And the one time they played a top 5 team, even, just a top team period, it was the Huntsville Havoc, and they got smoked 6-2 against the Havoc. So that's why this is an interesting matchup for Pensy with me, because I want to see them play like they've been playing against Macon and the Bulls. I like to see that, against a team like Knoxville. Let's see them beat a team like Knoxville on the road. Let's see. And they got 13 goals for and 12 goals against. So, they're on the plus side of that. More goals for them than against them. They are, though, 1 for 9 on the power play this season. That's pretty bad. That's not great. That's 11.11% success rate. Anytime your power play success rate is anywhere near 10%, that's not good. So you'd like to see that greatly improve and needs to improve, especially against a team like Knoxville Ice Bears. But they're doing pretty good on the penalty kill. 2 of 16 for an 81.82 success rate. So they are having a pretty good penalty kill. They just need that power play to get going. For me, players to watch for Pensy, Shane Bull, Lucas Jurasek, and Tyler German needs to get going for Pensacola Ice Flyers. I think success against better teams in this league. He's going to have to start contributing on the point sheet to have this team consistently be successful against top teams like Knoxville. My keys for them, like I said, be better on the power play. You get some power play opportunities against Knoxville, you got to cash in at least on one of those opportunities. Score early and often. Try to get that first goal and don't let up. Keep firing the puck. You're going to have to against a goalie like Mundinger. You're going to have to make his night busy and have traffic in front of him. And make good, clean passes. Don't be turning the puck over to Knoxville trying to be fancy and get one by Mundinger. You don't need to be fancy. You just need to get the pucks on the net and score early and often. Moving on to Knoxville. Knoxville are also on a 3-game winning streak after starting the season 0-2. They got 12 goals against and 12 goals for, so they're even on that front. They're having some power play struggles of their own, similar to their opponent. Only one of 8 on the year with the power play for a 12.5% success rate, and probably one of their the best penalty kills right now in the SPHL, one of 12 on the PK, 91.67%. So again, kind of like Pensy, they're killing it on the penalty kill, but their power play is lacking, so they need to pick that up. Players to watch for: Tyler Williams. Think he's a great young player. Jason Branchow and Jimmy Soper. I think Jimmy Soper spends way too much time in the penalty box. It's easy to tick him off. It doesn't take much to get Jimmy Soper to take an undisciplined penalty. I mean, you just barely got to touch him, and he goes psycho pretty much and puts his team in not so great positions. I mean, yes, their penalty kill is good, but let's not keep giving up teams opportunity to cash in on their power play. I think Soper needs to contribute on the score sheet and stay out of the penalty box. And the keys is pretty much the same as Pensy because of the similar ways they've been playing this year. Again, you get power play opportunities on Pensy, cash in at least one goal. It's better than no goals. Again, you want to get that first goal at home against a team like Pensy. I think that's very key in this game, is getting the first goal. And again, instead of like making good passes, just protect Mundinger if he's starting anyway. Get to the rebounds, clear the rebounds, make it an easy night for him. I do got Knoxville to win this game at home. I think it'll be another close one, or maybe like a 3-2, 4-2 with an empty net goal. Is my prediction for this. So those are my 3 games for this. I'm going to do a part 2 with Havoc versus Thunderbolts and Storm versus Rivermen. So I'll catch you in part 2 in the next video, and I always keep it Rivermen style.